back, everybody, to Chicago Now on this Friday morning. It's about 10:30, and one of the major issues that all parents kind of have their eyes on these days is the issue of smartphones. And we are seeing different states pass cell phone bans for schools. New York just passed a cell phone ban for schools. Florida, it's in the works here. There's been a proposal right here in Illinois to do the same thing. Now, concurrently, there's another advocacy movement. Yeah, thank you, Caitlin. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Going concurrently with the cell phone bans, and that's something called the Wait Till 8th campaign. And this is a promise that many parents are starting to make. It's gaining traction.
Including Anthony.
Including me.
Family.
I'm part of this.
Yes.
Where we have pledged to hold off until after 8th grade to provide our children with their very first smartphone.
Caveat to say that you can get a smart watch to track your kids so they can call you, different options outside of the smartphone. So it's not no technology, it's just no smartphone.
No smartphone and no social media or anything like that. And an elementary school in North Suburban Wilmette and a K through 8 school up there as well have both been named in the top 25 schools in the country for the Wait Till 8th pledge. The amount of them. And so this morning we are joined live by Mark SooHoo, who is leading the way here in Chicagoland to get Wait Till 8th off the ground. Mark, it is great to see you again, sir.
Wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for
Mark
having
is
me.
responsible. I was telling Caitlin all about the campaign. Mark is the one responsible for recruiting me.
Okay.
Mark, if you can start us off by running us through, and any parents out there who've got kids who are getting to that point where they're starting to watch screens more, what is the Wait Till 8th campaign?
The Wait Until 8th pledge is a national movement with now over 110,000 parents pledging, just like you, to wait until the end of 8th grade to get their child a smartphone. And I think the key to this is that a collective action problem requires a collective action solution. And so by banding together, we're really helping both kids and parents push off the negative impacts. I mean, you were just talking about it on your last segment, the negative impacts of smartphones and with it, the 24/7 access to social media. And we think that by banding together, we're going to let kids be kids just a little bit longer.
I think that's so smart because you worry about your kids feeling left out, or they've got this and I don't have that. I have a question. I've got three littles, but my question to you is, why 8th grade? What is like the benchmark there? Is it something with their psychology, their relationships with their friends? Like, why is it 8th grade that you feel you should wait until and then it's safe after?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we're telling parents that they can wait as long as they want. The Wait Until 8th pledge is the end of 8th grade, and we think that transition to high school is a time that parents can consider getting a smartphone. But many are choosing to wait even longer.
Okay.
So it's not a pledge to get your child a smartphone at the end of 8th grade. It is a pledge to wait until at least the end of 8th grade. But we do think that elementary and middle school are just such critical times for kids' development. Every study, all the research shows that kids' brains and bodies are still developing at those ages. And so we think that keeping smartphones and social media out of the equation until at least high school is so important today.
One of the coolest things about the pledge, and one of the reasons that I was so moved by it, and Mark, I want you to touch on this, is the concern. This pledge actually addresses the concern that kind of Caitlin alluded to it right there. But for those parents out there who think to themselves, I don't want my child to be the only one in his friend group without the smartphone because he's going to miss out socially. He's not going to keep up with he's going to be left out, perhaps bullied in a different way. How does this campaign address that?
I absolutely love this question because that's core to the Wait Until 8th pledge. We do want the kids to be left out. I want the kids to be left out of bullying. I want them to be left out of negative body image issues. I want them to be left out of all the other mental health challenges that come from having a smartphone as part of your childhood. And so I think that that's, again, we're having a collective action problem requires a collective action solution. So by parents banding together, I know that's not true. I know that there's a community of people around me that are likewise pledging to keep smartphones away, and that we're going to let kids be kids a little bit longer. And Jonathan Haidt's book, The Anxious Generation, also touches on a key other component of this, is that we can't replace, take kids out of smartphones and social media. We have to give them other opportunities to connect in the real world. And that's something that we think is so critical for kids' development today, is to make friendships and to be around other kids just without the impact of social media.
So my question to Anthony was, how do you get the word out? Have you looked into perhaps going to different schools and trying to get them to spread the message to parents through emails or, I don't know, parent-teacher conferences or something? I'm just trying to think, I live all the way out in Indiana, where I'm wondering, I wish that this could catch fire there too, and the word could spread faster maybe through these teachers or these principals.
Well, a couple of things. One, it's by being on programs such as this one, so thank you for allowing us to spread the word.
Yeah.
And two, it's a yes and. We talk to parent-teacher groups or community organizations, and I think it's the message to people is get started. Start in your community. It starts with one person. I mean, we started here in Wilmette, and now we have thriving groups in Evanston, in Glenview, in Kenilworth, all across the North Shore, and it's growing like wildfire, as Anthony was mentioning. When I came on this program at the beginning of the year, we were celebrating that we had 60,000 parents nationwide. We're now at 110,000 and growing fast, so doubled almost over the course of the year. And here in Wilmette, we now have active pledges at every K through 6 school in our town, which means that 10 parents in every grade in every school are taking this pledge.
Will you dive down into that real quick, Mark? What happens when 10 parents sign up from the same school in the same grade? What kicks in at that point?
Great question. So if you go to waituntil8th.org and sign and take the pledge for your child, once 10 parents sign that pledge in a grade in school, you get connected to one another. And so I recently got an email about my daughter's in kindergarten, and we got connected to one another. And now that's exactly the power that, to your previous question, we can now connect with each other and bring other people in and say, look, there's 20 of us who are doing this. Don't you want to join that? And then we think it makes it easier for parents when they see that there's proof that there's people who, like them, want to wait. And we think that's really the power of the Wait Until 8th pledge.
Do you have social media yourself for this page, Wait Till 8th? Do you have Instagram and Facebook or a website that we could be spreading and sharing?
Sure, yeah. We have waituntil8th.org as our national website, and we do have many local chapters. Here in Wilmette, we do have a Wait Until 8th Instagram account with several hundred followers. And we do recognize the somewhat irony of trying to stop social media by organizing on social media.
Parents can have it. Parents can have it.
It's a Trojan horse. It's
right?
a Trojan horse.
Yeah. We need it. We need it to get these resources,
Well, and that's exactly the analogy is kind of similar to having a glass of wine, right? There's nothing wrong with a glass of wine in moderation, right? We just don't want kids to do that. It's the same as driving. It's the same as
Amen. They're not ready. Yes, yes.
And that's why we age gate driving. That's why we age gate alcohol. That's why we age gate other things, because people, when you're developing, when you're a young person, you're just not ready for it. And that's a key part of the pledge.
You mentioned The Anxious Generation, the book by Jonathan Haidt. There is a series that is getting tons of buzz, really around the world. I mean, I know in the Western world for sure. It's called Adolescence. It's on Netflix. I was giving Caitlin kind of the Cliff Notes version of it, but this is a series that I know the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom wants every middle school and high school to show to their student body. Will you talk about this series and its potential impact on the Wait Till 8th campaign?
Absolutely. I mean, I think this has really driven the message home in a very visceral way. I mean, for anybody who hasn't watched it on Netflix, please, once you finish watching this show, please take the time to go watch this series. It really hits home the message here, which is smartphones and social media just exacerbate so many of the challenges that kids today are facing.
And
that's why I think this series has such power and why people are really drawn to it. Is it really dives into the parents' challenges as well. And I think this is one thing that's really challenging for us as parents is navigating this new world today. And it's scary and it's challenging. And this is no different from every generation, right? There's always challenges with parenting. but all the more reason why we can work together as parents, and by joining together with a movement like Wait Until 8th, by parents for parents, to begin to address some of these issues head on.
I was going to say, sorry to interrupt you, seeing that show, now knowing the premise, it makes your stomach drop, like there's a weight, like a rock in your stomach. I do feel like campaigns like this almost gives you a solution, because as parents, like we have a list of just worries and anxieties as our babies get bigger, and just the world and all of the things that's going to come at them so fast. And I think that this is just one of those, okay, we're going to wait. We're not jumping into this, and this is kind of a solution to this one problem.
Exactly. So one more time before you go, Mark, the website where folks, if they're interested in taking the pledge, where do they go?
Yeah, you can go to Wait Until 8th, the number 8, waituntil8th.org, to take the pledge. And we really encourage you to let kids be kids a little bit longer by delaying smartphones until the end of 8th grade.
Mark SooHoo from the northern suburbs, we appreciate your time. I want to check in with you on Good Day Chicago as well before the end of the school year. We got to get all our Good Day viewers updated on the progress you all have made.
Anytime. We appreciate your willingness to get the message out there.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Mark. Yeah, it takes 2 seconds to sign up. And then once again, like you mentioned, once 10 other parents in your kid's grade at your kid's school do the same thing, you all get connected together, strengthen numbers.
And if you can, get their besties, parents, to do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because if they have their strong friendship group and their parents are saying no, then it won't be as much of a problem. I don't think they won't fight you as hard.
And there's nothing in that against having a smartwatch in the meantime.
And honestly, I feel like all of my parent friends would be down for this.
Down for this?
100%.
Let's keep it going, everybody. Let's keep it going.